అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today is another good day, 19th of August 2023, Saturday, evening webinar. The speaker is Dr. Prabhakar garu. You know him very well. We will introduce him briefly after Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. We'll start with Vande Mataram now. I will recite Vande Mataram. I request all of you to recite along with me. Please mute your mics. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Sufalam Malayaj Sitalam Sasyasyaamalam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Subrajosna Pulakitayamini Lakusumita Drumadhala Sobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. So I request now Saugandhi ji to chant Prarthana, please.
Let us recite Om thrice and do meditate for a minute. Om. 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 Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrunvannotibhissidasa Danam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavato. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः अतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ శుభమస్తు కళ్యాణమస్తు
ధన్యవాదములండి సౌగంధి గారు. Now today's speaker is Dr. C.L. Prabhakar garu. He is a well-known speaker to all of us, and it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce him. I introduce him very briefly without taking much time. Dr. C.L. Prabhakar was born in Tadipatri, a temple town in Andhra Pradesh. He has a science degree and postgraduate degree in Sanskrit from Karnataka University, Dharwad, and a PhD degree in Vedic Studies, Shukla Yajurveda. He was previously accorded the honor of Veda Varadhi by Dharma Paripalana Sabha, Bangalore. He retired as a professor of Sanskrit in 2000. He is visiting professor of Hindu University of America, Orlando, USA. He has been the chief editor of annual seminars of NVAK by name Veda Ganga and editor of monthly bulletins of NVAK by name Veda Nada Sarit. It is a long profile, but no, cutting it very short because we know him very well. So we will request him to take over the session. Later on, we'll have other speakers also. We will hear them after that. Shall we start?
One second. Prabhakar garu, are you ready? Prabhakar garu?
He is muted. Can you unmute, please?
So meanwhile, we have got a very distinguished person here among us, Professor J.S.R. K. Murthy garu from Vice Chancellor of National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. I request him to bless the audience and bless this our Vedika, Veda Samskruti Vedika on this occasion before we take up the lecture from Dr. Prabhakar garu. GSR K. Murthy garu, please give us the directions with your blessings. Murthy garu. GSR K. Murthy garu, please. नमस्ते या
अभी अगले सप्ताह में बोलूंगा सर। नमस्कार सभी लोगों को। मैंने बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, आपके साथ हम शामिल हो गए और मैंने किस विषय में बोलना है मैं तो अभी निश्चित नहीं कर पाया और अगले सप्ताह में आपका जो आपके इसमें शामिल होकर के मैं साहित्य के बारे में, साहित्य दर्शन के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ। मैंने सभी के लिए धन्यवाद करता हूँ। अगले सप्ताह मैं इस मौके को मैं ले लूंगा सर।
Okay, okay, ధన్యవాదాలండి మూర్తి గారు. Thank you for joining us. Now let us request Prabhakar ji to start the webinar, please.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivannam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Gajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadjonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Namostute Vyasa Visala Buddhe Pullaravindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha Prajvalito Gnanamaya Pradipaha Gurave Namaha. So, very happy to join once again this webinar and Veda Samskruti, a great work. Every week, 2 days, one or the other speaker is sharing his knowledge and trying to educate all people in respect of our Indian culture, in respect of the glory of the Rishis who bequeath tremendous knowledge in all aspects connected to our life scheme upon this earth, whatever be that, and make them really better. We have a number of scriptures, and we have 4 Vedas, Vedangas, Sutras, Brahmana literature, and Upanishads, and all that. Apart from this Vedic world, Vedic literature, we have also the epic literature, which is really golden for us in a most illustrative manner. The Ramayana, after Puranas or so, we have got this Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, and the subsequent literature in all languages, more so in Sanskrit, classical Sanskrit, very great poets like Kalidasa, Bharavi, Bhavhuti. Well, we have so many great scholars, great pandits who have educated all of us regarding the Samskrutam and Samskruti. See, Samskrutam nama Daivi Vak Anvakhyata Maharshibihi is the Dandin statement. Samskrutam nama Daivi Vak. So Samskrutam is the divine language. But how do we know the divine language? The divine language is being explained or translated to us by Maharshis. So they have had a lot of communion with the higher knowledgeable rishis or the gods and got the knowledge for us. So in that context, we have after Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and then of course Bhagavatam. These three epics or texts are having three directions. So Ramayana is Ramasagara and Ramayana Nadi, trying to teach us all the Samskruti that however be the circumstances, we should behave like Rama, not like Ravana. And in order to promote the Rama's view, Rama's endeavor, there are all people who contributed to the success of Rama, and therefore that's why it's called Ramayanam. And in order that Rama became really very great, Sita, important, she also supported, because she said, as a cultural indication, as a woman, as a Purandhri, Stri, when Hanuman said, you sit on my back, I will take you to Rama's feet in no time. Then Sita said, Pativratya hutasenen aiditam kuryamaham bhasmasat ka nama ramadhanushaha partitha prasastihi. So she said, if at all I were to burn Ravanastra in no time with my Pativratya hutasana, then there is no greatness for the bow and arrow of Rama, not Rama. So ka nama ramadhanushaha prachita prasastihi. So that is the kind of devotion, dedication and respect that women held. So in number of aspects, we have got Ramayana to tell us how one can make oneself really patient, really tolerant, and really trying to meet the circumstances and so on. So I don't talk about Ramayana, but why I'm opening is the culture, the Samskruti to us begins from Vedas and continues in Ramayana, and where we are given circumstances different, but ultimately the success is there. That's why Rama Pattabhisheka takes place. Now when we come to Mahabharata, it is again a contrasting picture. So always people try to compare Ramayana and Mahabharata because there are many similarities between the two epics or between two works. Ramayana is Mahakavya, it is a literary composition, and Mahabharata is said to be Itihasa. Itihasa is historical. Iti, ha, asa, itihasa. Ha is Ascharya. Ha is difficulty. Ha indicates that whether it is happiness or dukkham, both are indicated by the ha. Asa is existed, did take place in reality. And iti does. So the itihasa means we are all coming to know how earlier mankind were there, but how in society mainly two kinds of people are there, dvandvam. One who promoted dharma and who, though knows dharma, did not at all give any value for that, and those people took up their own way and tried to harm people, society, and all other standards. So this is how we have got a contrast. In Ramayana also it is there, but that is a different one. In Mahabharata, if anybody wants to be a hopeless fellow, he could be, or a jealous-ridden person, he could be a jealous-ridden person. If he wants to be a dharmic fellow, he has got that. So whatever is possible, that is being promoted, and there are illustrations and characters who became heroes in that particular aspect. In fact, Vyasa Bhagavan in Mahabharata, in Puranas, has not done anything message for the society. So in Bhagavatam, we get a instance that Vyasa was simply worried, no peace of mind to him. At that juncture, as he was passing by, you saw Valmiki Maharshi quite peaceful, sitting, reciting Rama Namam. Then he asked Narada Maharshi, why I have done so much voluminous work, my mind is not peaceful. There always some kind of dissatisfaction is insisting in my mind. What is the reason, what I should do to get rid of this? And as we all know that, Narada Maharshi told, yes, no doubt you have done a wonderful, voluminous job, but you never taught anybody anything positive and directive and conclusively. You only spread all cards on the table, allowed people to choose in their life. So that's why you are having no peace of mind. Best if you just focus your attention upon Krishna, who is the Bhagavan Avatara, Sampurna Avatara, and make Bhagavatam. So then he started doing Bhagavatam, got peace of mind. Now we come to the Mahabharata. We have got, there are Mahabharata, 18 parvas, more than 1 lakh slokas. First of all, it was called as a Bharata, then Jaya, and then Mahabharata. So there are names, stages in the development of Mahabharata. However it is, we have got in the great milli of so many slokas or so many characters and so many incidents and all that, where dharma is kept at stake, where namasmarana is kept at stake, and no value and no respect given to the God. I mean, Krishna, though he is in flesh and blood, available with Purna Avataram, both for the Duryodhana on one hand and Pandavas on the other hand. And after all, the Pandavas, as we know, are the nephews, are the children of aunts, auntie to Krishna. There are 4 aunties to Krishna, as we know, and among them, he has given prime importance for Kunti Putras, the 5 Pandavas. But there are even that Shupala and Dantavaktra, they are also aunt children, but he could not tolerate them. He just finished him. Anyway, so all kinds of activities we observe. And now, of all the slokas, in the entire Mahabharata, people speak of the Ratnas. So, Mala Ratnas, for the Mahabharata's Mala, there are 4 gems which are kept there, which is the first one, this Bhagavad Gita, Vidura Neeti, Vishnu Sahasranamam, then the last one is Sanat Sujatiyam. These 4 texts are very popular. People are all following that, are trying to consult it also now and then, because among these 4 Ratnas, we have Vidura Neeti, not much, and Sanat Sujatiyam, not much known, but well known is the Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranamam. And so these 4 texts are trying to guide people in all respects. In other words, they are completely motherly. Mother is the only one person who will love the children in spite of anything until her last breath. That's why Matu Devo Bhava. And like that, these 4 texts are like that. And Bhagavad Gita, there is a library of work on Bhagavad Gita, because why Bhagavad Gita? Krishna talking there. And whatever Krishna has spoken, and the circumstance, as we all know, that is a war ground. And a juncture, in occasion, when the warrior Arjuna, on whom lot of hopes and trust was kept by Krishna, he refused to fight, being sentimental, said, I don't want to fight. I don't use my dhanus, my weapons. And so let Kauravas kill me, that is better than my killing them and becoming more sinner. So that was the kind of Vishada, sentimental feeling with which Arjuna lived for some time, but it was the task of Krishna Bhagavan. He is a Sarathi who styled himself as a Partha Sarathi. He just tried to tell 17 yogas and became successful to make Arjuna sit in the chariot and fight in the war, and see that Dharmodharana, etc. is done under the guidance of Krishna. So that's a different picture in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, the section where Bhagavad Gita is there, and that is where Krishna himself. And as you know, in Vishnu Sahasranamam, after the war, then Krishna took all his nephews and others to Bhishmacharya, who was about to leave the body, and said, teach my nephews dharmas. So in Vishnu Sahasranama, as you see, Pavanani cha sarvasaha yudhishthiraha shantanavam punarevabhya bhashata kimekam daivatam loke. So there, the Vishnu Sahasranam goes in a different direction. But now, and that's a sacred one, people are reciting, and in number of aspects it is beneficial. And it came to be known as a Bhishma Gita. Bhishma Gita is a song. Song means happiness. Song is the goal of human life. So when the human life goal, as is directed by all, is to not again expect one more janma, because janma rahitya is the attempt. However you do, you behave properly, character, conduct, and for that character and conduct, what we want is the vidya, sila vrutta phala vidya, as the Bombay University also takes it as a motto. Vidya means it will give you good character, good conduct. When good character and conduct is not there, they will suffer, they get ruined. In case of Arjuna, he was a nice boy, he was a Yogeshwara. Then Krishna is a Yogeshwareswara. Therefore, there was wonderful compliance and adjustment and obedience. And so the war took place, and all that we know that. We come to the Vidura Neeti proper. In Vidura Neeti, that in spite of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and all of them, have got a highly wisdom-ridden, great, matured scholar, matured individual like Vidura. They could not be benefited with them because they ignored all the talk by Vidura, and they suffered. That's how we see. And we see in Mahabharata, there are hundreds of characters, both on the sides of Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana and Pandavas. And the war took place, as we know, 7 Akshohini Sainyam on the side of Pandavas with Krishna, and 11 Akshohini Sainya on the side of Duryodhana. And so Duryodhana had a lot of confidence. He has never got an iota of sentiment or feeling that he is committing adharma and he's killing all people and he's giving death for his own people who are ready to favor him. So and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Duryodhana tells that Commander-in-Chief Drona, Madarthe Chakta Jivitaha, all these people are ready to give up their life for sake of me. That was the kind of determination and confidence which Duryodhana subsisted all through. Then, but it was not like that in Pandavas, either Bhima or Arjuna or anybody, as we see. And a circumstance came when Vidura has to speak a lot of culture, education, knowledge, discipline, and so on. All that his strategies, the behavioral excellence, and all that has got to be taught to Dhritarashtra, because he is the chief person who has to decide many things. But ultimately, he is really good He's a great scholar. He's a great warrior. He's all that. All discipline is there. But he is just crippled because he has so much extra love towards his eldest son Duryodhana. As long as Duryodhana is not there, he is good. But when once Duryodhana comes and talks to him, he loses all culture, all his integrity, and he just favors Duryodhana's proposals and decisions. That's the weakness in Dhritarashtra. See, the circumstance came, as we all know, that Pandavas completed the 13 years of Vanavasa as per the acceptance and the rule of the dice play. And they wanted half Rajyam, their share of land. And before Dharmaraja did any work, Dhritarashtra sent Vidura, Sanjaya, to go to Dharmaraja and as a Raibari, as an envoy, and ultimately convince Dharmaraja and his brothers to have another spell of Vanavasam for 13 years because his children are used to have the royal luxury and they cannot afford to lose that. And moreover, so to favor their own brothers, he sends a message that let them go to Vanavasam again for another 13 years. Then Dharmaraja heard all these talk, a message from Dhritarashtra not favoring him. Actually, Dharmaraja need not ask at all. He can directly occupy the throne for 50% of the land as per the agreement when they started the dice play. But as a part of culture, dharma, and moreover, he respected Dhritarashtra as elder, as an uncle, very much, as my father's brother, and he had a lot of regard, respect, and worship for Dhritarashtra. Therefore, he waited for Dhritarashtra automatically to accept to give the 50%, but did not turn well. Then Sanjaya, having spoken to Dharmaraja, and Dharmaraja went on telling whatever atrocities, whatever harm, whatever cunning plans to kill them that was designed, executed by the Duryodhana and his accomplice. And in spite of so many hurdles or difficulties, they were able to overcome them, come back after 13 years healthy. And this kind of thing, that goodness, the Duryodhana and all of them do not realize, Dhritarashtra also. So like that, he went on chiding and telling out whatever that Duryodhana and all people did. And in fact, Sanjaya understood the line of argument, the line of sentiment, and line of demands, and all the culture, and again the affection that the Pandavas, more so the Dharmaraja, had towards any and everybody of his brothers, beginning from Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Duryodhana, Dusyasana, etc. All do, including all the 100 sons of go with the new Dukara. See, Dukara is Dhamsa. So they're all Dhamsakarakas. They don't love peace. They don't love dharma. They don't love the adherence to the culture and all these things. They're so hopeless, as we know. And moreover, though they are not very strong, but they make the dharmic people to turn adharma. For example, Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Aswathama, Karna, they're all great dharmic people, but they were unable to do what they want because they are committed to the throne of Duryodhana. Karna, though he is great, but he cannot go astray like Kumbhakarna to Ravana. So Karna was always supporting. Looking at all these people, Duryodhana was very, very stubborn in his own decision, as we all know that Therefore, whatever come and go, he doesn't want to lose. And moreover, Dhritarashtra, as the name itself indicates, Drudham Rastram Dharayati to Dhritarashtra. Whatever be the circumstance and things, he doesn't want to lose his throne. And he wants to be continuous on the throne. Therefore, Rastram Dharayati. He wants to be Rashtrapati and Rashtrapalaka and all that. So that is the important sentiment, culture, which Dhritarashtra held. And the same was with all the other children of him. But Gandhari is a little exceptional. But that's why ultimately Gandhari was not willing for war with the Pandavas. And it was a great task for Duryodhana ultimately to make Gandhari accept for war with the Pandavas. And in other words, it is a war between two daughters-in-laws of the same family. Apart from that, so they are that late in night, Sanjaya returned from Dharmaraja and told, see, this is he chided very much. He reprimanded how how much injustice he is doing, anyayam, to his own brother's children. He has dandled them right from their birth. He showed so much love. He gave education for the Pandavas. He did all good for his brother's children with all affection. Now, when they are so adherent to the rules and regulations and dharma, they completed Vanavasa and come back. Dhritarashtra is having enmity and selfishness and all that. So, looking at all that, Sanjaya very much scolded him. And that's why he has the praja, and he had no sleep at all whole night. So sleepless night he spent. And next to immediately at that time, he wanted somebody to give some peace of mind and right advice. At least to that extent, Dhritarashtra is very good. We understand Dhritarashtra is a librarian who tries to collect all books and knowledge from all branches of knowledge. So he tries to get teachings on right conduct. Dhritarashtra tries to get teachings on right conduct and behavior and all that, Neeti, Dharma, Nyaya, and all these things, and Samskruti, all these things he wanted to know. So he thought Vidura is the only one great Pandit, one great solace maker among all people. So he sent somebody to bring Vidura to him. Then Vidura came back and stood at the door and asked for permission to enter. Then Dhritarashtra said, no, Vidura need not take any permission. As you know, he is a brother only. Vidura is a brother. So Pandava, the Panduraja, Dhritarashtra and Vidura, these are the three children. And because of different circumstances and their own attitude, Panduraja represented Dhritarashtra because he was blind, but made him sit on the throne as Maharaja or Chakravarti. And Pandu ruled the land, on behalf of that. And Vidura is a great scholar. Who is Vidura? Vidura is only Yamadharmaraja. Out of curse by Mudgala Maharshi, I think so. He had to be taken birth again. That Yama was born as a Vidura, having a Sudra origin. But all that Yamadharmaraja did not lose all that education, culture, and dharmic strategies, and dharma paratvam and all that kind of culture or samskruti and samskara which Dharmaraja has got, that is Yama had, all that is there in Vidura. So, and moreover, Vidura is the only one person. He is like a Rishi on the side of the Kauravas constantly, and he is the minister for Dhritarashtra, as you know. So he called him And then Vidura came and he told, so look, the Pandavas have come back. They wanted the share in the land, and we don't want to give. Duryodhana is not willing for that. What should we do? And I also sent the message that Pandavas must have another spell of 13 years of stay in forest once again, so that there will be long drawn happiness for my children. And that's so on. He talked about it. Then Vidura understands. He keeps on talking in 10 chapters in the Ujjoga Parvam and Prajagara Parvani, Vidura Neeti, from 33rd chapter to 44th chapter. In about 8 chapters of 533 slokas. You can imagine, Vidura Neeti we cannot complete in one day, in 1 hour. You know, in our Nadaveda Adhyayana Kendra, we have been going on with Vidura Neeti sessions since long time, on every Saturday in the mornings. There in India, 6:30 p.m. In America, it is going to be 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 in the Eastern time. So I've been going on explaining about the Vidura Neeti, and that would be really interesting if you follow all that. But essentially, what is Vidura communication is that he is not, he is talking about good, bad, and different, and what is that behavior which will definitely help for wonderful life, righteous life, which will be giving you the moksham. And more important is, he talks about the buddhi, as in Bhagavad Gita, because the subhashitas cannot be other than indriyas, other than manas, other than buddhi, and other than the parabuddhi. So indriyas are truants. Indriyaha indriyartheshu pravartante is Krishna. Even so, all indriyas are very, very, very selfish. Unless the buddhi and manas show some control over the indriyas will never be comfortable and they will not help us, because I wants to have its own goals to be fulfilled, wants to see. But generally, we love adharma, we love passion, we love lust, we love kama. So kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, these 6 shatrus, antashatrus or qualities are there. But all people are kama baddha. Kama, moha, kama is the desire. What you don't deserve, yet you desire. And for that purpose, we are having a lot of trouble, difficulties. That's why another point is, because what I am telling is all there in Vidura Neeti. See, najatu kamaha kamanam upabhogena samyati havisha krishnavartmeva bhuya eva abhivardhate. Even Vidura also says, Krishna, everybody says. So the desires are such that as and how you keep on satisfying the desires, they don't get satisfied and they don't become silent. Just like the fire, Agni, as you keep on supplying fuel and trying to that, Agni will only enhance himself, but never can be put off. Therefore, najatu kamaha kamana upabhogena samyati. There is no samanam. There is no shanti for kama. There is no shanti for krodha and lobha, moha, and asuya. Therefore, but there is already a inbuilt controls in us, that is buddhi. And that buddhi should be properly cultured or shaped and sharpened. See that buddhi works on mind and mind works on that. And so, in this particular Vidura Neeti, consisting of 588 slokas, 8 chapters, and each chapter contains 100 and more and less than 100 slokas. so that you observe lot of wisdom, knowledge, and Vedic principles, discipline, and everything has been taught to us. And the nature of our behavior, the indriyas, the nature of mind, and all that has been very well described by Vidura. On the other hand, he also talks about the behavior of a king, and how a king is able to control the ministers, the army, the treasury, and people, and all that, how he should be like. So, Krishna Vidura is trying to tell how best the king should be. And if he doesn't control his own indriyas, he will not be controlling anybody in the world. His own staff people, he will be driven away by them. So one sloka I quote to say, Srutam pragnanugam yasya pragna chaiva srutanuga asambhinnarya maryadaha panditakyam labheta saha. So he tries to describe who is a pandita, who is a murkha, and who is a good maharaja, who is a good raja, who is a good brahmin, who is a good kshatriya, and all that. In this, you see, srutam pragnanugam yasya pragna chaiva srutanuga. So Shruti and Prajna, these are the two important complementary things, as he explained. If one would have, Shruti is the regular studies that he makes, the Vedic knowledge and all that. And Prajna is the intelligence. And Shruti and Prajna, they should be properly understood, and then he will be a good Pandit. So what are the qualifications that Vidwan Saha? Actually, a Vidwan is he who is having the doshas, discriminations. Doshagnaha Vaidya Vidvamsau, they say. So one has to know in his own behavior what is dosha, what is virtue, or what is papam, what is punyam. This kind of discriminations one should be able to, and choose only what is palatable, what is good to him. So in this particular Vidura Neeti, we have so much of knowledge and so many subhashitas regarding our own things. And another sloka I quote, Ekam hanyat na vahan adishtam uktaha dhanushmata buddhimatot srushta hanyad rastram sarajakam. See, sarajakam rastram hanyat. When one person is always having a dosha, any land which has got a king who cannot control himself, who is selfish, who has no tyaga buddhi, all such people are given to. Even people also suffer. Something like Ravana, as you see, something like Duryodhana, who was responsible to get so many Akshohini Sainya people got killed in the war. And not only Vidura talks about the Raja Dharma, he also talks about the religious merits, and how he should respect one's own relations, and how he can take friendship with them, and who is a Daridra, who is a rich man, and like that. There are so many important facets that constitute the human personality, and it is hard for anybody to give a glimpse of the entire Vidura Neeti, stretching to such a long, to such an extent. But still, Vidura tells you that our Krishna is there, Paramatma is there, and you have to respect that Paramatma and do good for him. You have to worship that. And whatever doshas we have got, all doshas should be in us, discovered, and try to cow down them. For example, I read you, Sapta doshaha sadaragna hatavya vesanodayaha prayaso yaur jair vinasyanti kritamulascha parthivaha striyaha aksha mrugaya panam vakparushyam cha panchamam mahaccha dandaparushyam atha dushanam evacha. So this is really interesting. Who will be able to enumerate details of our behavior, details of those which will bring ruin, details of those which will bring our prosperity? So in this particular, Vidura is a very bold person that we should understand. Though he is talking to Maharaja, a Chakravarti, who is all in all, is a great authority, but Vidura is not afraid of his brother, not afraid of the kingship, not afraid of anybody, but he is just putting the truth, dharma, bold. Actually, anybody who wants to give subhashitams, he should, especially to a Rakshasa, he has to be very much bold and courageous enough. But Vidura is the only one character in the entire Mahabharata who never got hurt, who never went to war, who was protected absolutely in that. While all people in Mahabharata on the side of Dhritarashtra, they have suffered a lot. They got injuries. They went to part. But Vidura is the only single person singled out because of his wisdom and all that. So here, to say specifically what Vidura tells to Maharaja is, especially for kings, because all power is there, all wealth is there. So many people are there to listen to him, Rajagna. And moreover, there are 7 doshas. What are the 7 things? One is Striyaha, Akshavidya. Aksha, that is dice play. And Mrugaya, going for hunting, drinking, and trying to have Vakparushyam, very harsh speech, that is trying to hurt people, Vaksulas, that Vakaparadha, they do it. And then Dandaparushyam, you should not punish people for small, and appropriately consider the level of crime, the seriousness or the intensity of the crime, and then give punishment for that, Parushyam, and Dushanamevacha, trying to. Now, for example, as Ravanasura immediately said Hanuman should be killed. But for Vibhishana, Hanuman's life could not be saved. But in case of Mahabharata, you observe when Krishna came for envoy, what did Duryodhana order? He ordered Dusyasana to tie Krishna to a post so that they can all beat him. And that was the place when Krishna became Bhagavan, and everywhere upward gave a lot of trouble. That it's out of question. So Akshavidya is a vyasanam, because all these doshas arise because of one's passion towards that. So Striyaha, Aksha, Mrugaya, hunting, Panam, and all that. So like that, we love more these things, doshas, than the do's. So don'ts and do's are there, but don'ts are more attractive. And whenever we want to do don'ts, we don't listen to anybody elders. So all problems are there. So ultimately, we have to understand the Samskruti is too much in Vidura, and he's only telling all things, and he's putting the pros and cons of things and allowing us to choose. See that our life span will be really long drawn and fruitful, and will not get Janma back. So, ultimately, the Vidura Neeti ends with the 44th chapter. And in the 44th chapter, he goes on telling so many things. And because it is not possible for us to go to the things. But ultimately, in 44th chapter, I'm just reading 94th sloka, Nasve sukhe vai kurute praharsham nanyasya dukkham bhavati pratitaha dattva na paschat kurute nutapam na kathyate satpurushaya silaha. This is what we have got to catch up. So the 44th chapter, 94th sloka, you can go because it's a very big, good text. And we have got Telugu translation of Vidura Neeti also. For example, Salaka Raghunath Sharma garu, Rajamandri, and retired professor of Telugu in Krishnadevaraya University, whom we all honored in our Kendra, Vedasri. And he has also translated Vidura Neeti in Telugu. So beautiful it is. And a lot of works are there. But in this sloka, you observe, I'll take a few minutes, and says, Sve sukham kurute praharsham. Ultimately, anybody who tries to be happy, to get happiness only to his own self, and he doesn't bother about the dukkham of others, also having given word, they swear from that, then unnecessarily trying to give harsh language towards others, they are not at all prosperous. So they will perish. That's why even Basa in Swapnavasdatta, same repeats, all people repeat the same thing. He says, Yad dattam, yad hutam, tat tathaiva tishtati. Once when you donate, when you give away to others for some purpose, you should not chase that. Done. And hutam also, whatever is offered to Paramatma, done. But that will definitely come back to you in a manner whenever there is really real circumstance for that, occasion for that. So like that, here we say one should not be selfish too much. And ultimately, Dhritarashtra, in the final stage, having heard so much from Vidura, what is the reaction of Dhritarashtra is important. And Dhritarashtra Uvacha, the entire Vidura Neeti concludes with the words of Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra is also a great scholar. He will not at all simply listen, but he has not got control with him only. Therefore, he only listens to all of that, and then the moment and he in the open court, the more fear was what would be the message that Sanjaya would be delivering in the open court next morning, and how he would be able to receive that kind of message from Sanjaya in the open court, where there will be a lot of commotion, discussion, and turbulence in the court. So for that, he wanted to have some prepared mind. Therefore, he called Vidura, and therefore he kept all the knowledge in his mind. But that did not work because there was a lot of opposition in the open court when actually Krishna came for Rayabara. So Vidura Neeti, in our context, which is our Veda Samskruti Samskrutam programming, which are beautiful in Sanskrit and English, 2 days every week, for it is going on, and a course running. So Vidura Neeti could be a wonderful text for us. Like that, only our Bhartara Subhashitas are there, and there are so many Neeti Granthas also. Among so many Neeti Granthas, this Vidura Neeti, the morality and moral science, moral education that we find in Vidura's text is simply supreme. And it is also highly resourceful. And from this only, many other later scholars have derived knowledge, and they put the same thing in different color, in different mode, in different style. And see that people are, for example, let us to quote in Telugu, because we're all Telugu people, there is that Duviri Ramareddy says, గడియారంబున టక్కు టక్కుమని వేగం కొట్టు శబ్దంబు వెంబడి ఆయుష్యములు ఒక్కటొక్కటిగా డిగ్గున్ బడురా ఈ 10 నాళులైన విడకే పాథేయం అర్జింపుమా. And again, there is one more statement that when the fellow was shaving, a piece of hair did not fall but got stuck and wanted to speak to the fellow. నేడు ఛేదించితివి రేపు చూడు నన్ను తొలిచూరి విధమున తొంగి చూతూ. And so this indicates that we cannot get rid of this kind of bad habits. It may be temporarily controlled, but those people who control the bad habits and remain truthful and dharmic for long, sayeva dhiraha. See, dhira sabda is being defined differently in Vidura, by Krishna, by Kalidasa, by all people. So, vikara hetau sati na vikriyante eshamsi chetamsi sayeva dhiraha. So, Vidura Neeti is all in all directed to summarize that one has to be very bold, courageous, when truth, Rutam, Satyam, when Ruta and Satya and Nyaya and Dharma to be promoted, because Dharma Parayanatvam is ultimate. Even in Dharma, I just conclude, there are two things, as I was told. Before he accepted the invitation for Jutam, he instructed all his brothers and Draupadi and everybody not to inform Krishna that he is going for that play, dice play. So he ignored Krishna. So he underwent that. And even that Draupadi also, when she was in such a critical condition, immediately she did not remember Krishna. After some time, she remembered Krishna. Therefore, there was that delay. So the Devata Nama Smarana in Kali Yuga is prime. If that is not done, then we will be losing the game. That's why in this Kali Yuga, Purusha Prayatna and Ishvara Prarthana or Ishvara Agna or Ishvara Anugraha were clubbed together, we will definitely be successful. That's exactly what you see on the Pandava side. That's exactly what we see on the Dhritarashtra side. So not more I can speak about the Vidura Neeti, but you are requested to go to the sources, slokas now and then, or listen to my talks every Saturday, which are coming in the YouTube, and with these 2 hours. In fact, today I was not knowing that I got a talk now, but suddenly I'm thankful to Prabhakar Garu, who talked to me that, sir, today you have got, but I was thinking it is in the evening, 6 o'clock here. But so I just apologize that I could not join just at that time. And having given, I'm very much thankful that you have given an opportunity to tell that our Samskruti and Samskrutam, all that connected to our Vedas and Dharmam is being packed in 588 slokas of Vidura, and especially to a person like Dhritarashtra, who lent his ears, although he was a wicked fellow, for excellence. Thank you very much. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Sri Veda Purusha Asirvadostu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Tat Satu.
Namaskara. Thank you very much, Prabhakar Garu. Sorry for troubling you early morning for you there in Chicago, for troubling you and calling you for this thing. And I'm thankful for meeting the target and making us successful on this lecture today. But I request you that, as you said, that Vidura Neeti has got different subjects on Rajaniti, on morals, on leadership qualities, like that. Can you just bifurcate those things into 5-6 topics?
Yeah, I
Talk
do.
only that. Say today Rajaniti, only we'll talk on Rajaniti only. We talk only on leadership qualities. We take only morals. Like that, can we bifurcate into 5-6 chapters, 5 sections, and take lectures?
Yes, ma'am. I do it.
That will be more useful for the people to concentrate on that subject.
Definitely, I'll
I'll
do
be
it.
grateful if you can do that and give us the dates on that.
Yeah, please. I'll do
Thank
it.
you very much.
In
Thank you
fact,
very much, sir.
in fact, my desire is to divide these sections. Some 8-10 sections are there where Vidura has given plenitude of knowledge, and not only knowledge, gnana and vijnana. That is knowledge and application of the knowledge. How best we can use it to our own, to the benefit of our own behavior, and improve ourselves. See that we get whatever we want to like. It's good suggestion, madam. Sir,
Yeah.
we'll just definitely do it.
So what I would we are going to have another. We are, as you know, we are running Sanatana Dharma course. So first level, second level, third level, fourth. We have to make 4 levels. So in the third level, we can make Vidura Neeti as an individual subject, which can give 1 week lecture, 5 days lecture, 5 lectures. So Vidura Neeti only, so that people understand clearly what is Vidura Neeti and how to behave and all those things. That way we can put it as a part of the Mahabharatam is given level 1, level 2 was given. Level 3 we can take it as more detailedly on the subject.
So thank you, sir.
We'll think of that. We will think of that. But meanwhile, please guide us, give us the lectures on these subjects to the general audience. But
Definitely.
our motto is to not go sloka by sloka to the people now. We want to make people understand what is there in the Vangmaya and let them get interested to get into that themselves and read those things. That is more important for us, to bring more and more people into the ambient of this, in this ambience. So that's you have done a good lecture to us. Thank you very much. Nice. Babu Garu, please. Dr. Babu, please take over.
Astu, okay. Anybody wants to ask any questions? I will raise your hand. Okay.
Dr. Murthy is there. He would like to speak. Dr. Murthy, is he there? No, he left.
I think he's traveling. Okay.
Okay, he left, it seems.
Okay, Venkat.
Okay. Now we go ahead.
Venkat Chatrati.
Yes, sir. Yes. So it's good to have this lecture, sir. I have a small clarification on this. Sir, do you think that there is a statutory or legality in Ramayana where it was 14 years for exile of Rama, whereas in Mahabharata it is 13 plus 1, 14 again? Can we explain it, sir? The legal aspect of it in these 2 yugas.
Yeah, I don't know very much, but anyway, in Ramayana, there is a lot of nyayam, legal behavior. For example, when Rama killed Vali, Vali was the only one person who questioned why he killed him. And for that questioning, Rama gave 7 answers and justified himself that as a Raja, mobile, he has to punish where there is adharma existent or adharmic activity. That's one. But in Mahabharata, that kind of tenacity and that kind of strictness is not there, a little loosened. For example, in Mahabharata also we have the instance of kidnapping instance. See that Jayadratha kidnapped Draupadi, and Draupadi was rescued, and Jayadratha was not killed, but he was only insulted and humiliated. But in Ramayana, the punishment was simply severe. Ravana was killed. That was the murdering, killing the person who has done that kind of deep offense towards women, married women. That is what. So like that, we can bring some contrasting examples between Mahabharata and Ramayana. Definitely in Mahabharata, many things which are very strict in Ramayana have become a little relaxed. I think
No,
so.
sir. My point is, Ramayana, he took exile for 14 years. The
Ramayana?
period was 14 years for exile. Why
Uh-huh.
the legality? What is the legality in that? And in case of Mahabharata, it is 13 plus 1, again 14. That is my point, sir. I need clarification.
No.
I
In
don't have-
Mahabharata, it's not 13 plus 1, it's 12 plus 1.
12 plus 1, like 12
Yes,
years of
yes, sir,
Arvasam
yes.
and 1.
12,
Yes.
12
So
plus
12
1.
plus 1 and 14.
And the legality, what somebody else, some other lecture we heard was that legality as was that 14 years out of that country, that person doesn't loses the right of kingdom. That is the rule. Just like our tenant rules are there. People who stay for 10 years or something like that lose their claim their ownership of the house. So like that, he loses that this thing that thing was there. Similarly, probably this is now. I don't think that is exactly like that in Mahabharata.
So
Sir,
that
sir,
reduces-
in that case, sir, why again Rama has coronated as a king again? And again here,
No, Rama, Mahabharata, Bharata did not accept that.
yes, sir.
Actually,
Ultimately, yes.
Rama was ruling. Rama's Padukas were ruling. He didn't accept that, and it was Rama. It is Rama's kingdom. Rama also claims, "I am working on behalf of Bharata."
Yes, sir, I
He
agree
says-
with that, sir. That 14 years of Rama exile, he has lost his right on that particular kingdom. So
But
again,
the
after
person who is Bharata is willing to give, no.
Acha. Though
If he doesn't want to give, he has got the right.
Okay, sir.
See, in the case of Mahabharata, 12 years regular Vanavasam, 1 year more severe is the Agnatavasam
Yes.
in Mahabharata. But in Ramayana, 14 years, there was nothing like Agnatavasam for him. And however, the Rama's movements were there, they were all traced by the king. That's why Valmiki was given the concession, that whatever is private, whatever is public in the behavior in the Rama's life, all that should be rahasyam cha prakasam cha yadvruttam tasya dhimataha. That is Ramayana, highly flexible for us. But in Mahabharata, that flexibility is removed. 1 year Agnatavasa, a very difficult thing. So there are several contrasting features between these two texts, whereas we understand Mahabharata is little concessional in many aspects, which was not permissible in the Ramayana.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me.
Okay. iPhone, you wants to say anything?
నమస్కారం, నేను గోపికృష్ణ.
చెప్పండి.
అయ్యా, మీరు మీ ప్రసంగంలో సంజయుడు ధృతరాష్ట్రుని తిట్టాడు, కోప్పడ్డాడని చెప్పారు. కానీ నిజంగా సంజయుడికి ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ మెసెంజర్. హీ డజంట్ హ్యావ్ ది రైట్ టు డూ సో బికాస్ ధృతరాష్ట్ర ఈజ్ ఎ కింగ్ and he is only servant. Sanjay is only servant. Even మీకు భగవద్గీత మొదటి అధ్యాయంలో he indirectly hints, but he openly he doesn't suggest anything to Dhritarashtra. Whereas మన విదుర being brother, he scolds Dhritarashtra. What you are doing is wrong అని. సో మీరు ఇది సంజయుడు ధృతరాష్ట్రుడు తిట్టాడు అనేది మీకు ఎక్కడ వచ్చిందో నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు, కొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయగలరా?
Telugane, it's only heard. I never went to the text and verified. But సంజయుడు వచ్చి చక్కగా అలా మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత ధృతరాష్ట్రం లోపల భయం వచ్చేసింది. యాక్చువల్లీ
ఆ మాట నిజమేను, కానీ మీరు తిట్టారు అన్నారు మీ యొక్క స్పీచ్ లో. మీరు
అంటే నేను మల్లాది చంద్రశేఖర శాస్త్రి గారు చెప్పినటువంటి మాటల్లో నుంచి నేను చెప్తున్నాను. బికాజ్ ఐ హర్డ్ హిమ్ స్పీకింగ్ హౌ సంజయ వచ్చిన తర్వాత చాలా కోపంగా వచ్చి ధర్మరాజుకి ఎంత అన్యాయం చేస్తున్నావు, పాండవులకి చిన్న పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి పెంచావు, వాళ్ళకి చాలా అన్యాయం చేస్తున్నావు, చాలా బాగా ఇలా 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 చెప్పాలంటే హి జస్ట్ వెంట్ ఆన్ డెలివరింగ్ ది స్పీచ్ ఆఫ్ ధర్మరాజా రైట్ అండ్ అవన్నీ వింటూనే భయం వచ్చింది. ఆ భయం పుట్టకపోతే సంజయ్ అలా మాట్లాడకపోతే విదురుని పిలిపించేవాడే కాదేమో. ప్రాబ్లీ
చిన్న సబ్మిషన్, చిన్న సబ్మిషన్ సార్. As you rightly said, Dhritarashtra is in the habit of gathering all the information, and he knows the nuances of the language. ఎదుటి వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నది ఏమిటో ఈజీగా అర్థం చేసుకోగలడు. చేయకపోవచ్చు, అది వేరే విషయం. చెప్పింది చేయకపోవచ్చు, అది వేరే విషయం. కానీ బట్ హీ నోస్ ది లాంగ్వేజ్. సో when indirectly hinted by Sanjaya, you could have gathered that.
But anyway,
తిట్టడం కూడా various ways are there. So Sanjaya must have fine-tuned that blaming also.
True, that's what I'm telling. Sanjaya is very intelligent. Though he's the only messenger, he's very intelligent. On the other hand, he has the blessings of Vyasa.
Yeah, unless we go to the actual slokas and explain them, that we cannot understand the meanings of that.
But ultimate point ఏంటంటే సంజయ్ మాట వింటూనే ధృతరాష్ట్రునికి భయం వచ్చేసింది.
అది నిజం, ఆ మాట నిజం. కానీ తిట్టింది ఎక్కడ నేను చూడలేదు. Vidura scolds Dhritarashtra that what you are doing is wrong. You should not have done that. But పుత్ర వ్యామోహంలో నువ్వని చేస్తున్నావు, జాగ్రత్త అని చెప్తాడు ఎవరు, విదురుడు. కానీ సంజయ్ చెప్పిన దాఖలాలు ఎక్కడే లేవు. అది నా పాయింట్.
Because now I was told, because Sanjay is very close. Sanjaya and Vidura are very close to Dhritarashtra. They are the mentors also to him, and that's But Krishna chose Sanjaya to be the right person to give entire war report and war commentary. So
they are not mentors, sir. They are only guides. No, because Dhritarashtra is a king. No, these Vidura and Sanjaya, they are only guides. They are not mentors. But mentors are altogether different connotation.
They were also mentors, but he could not listen to that advice given by them. He is only important.
Then how could they be mentors anyhow? Okay, that's not the issue here. మళ్ళీ ఓన్లీ నాకు కొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ కావాల్సి వచ్చింది. నాకు అది ఎంత ఉంటుంది, ఎందుకంటే నేను చదివింది, నేను అర్థం చేసుకునేది, నేను వినేది ఏమిటంటే సంజయ్ ఎక్కడ తిట్టిన దాఖలు లేవు. Vidura తిడతాడు.
Let us go to the next topic. KV Rao. Yeah. Any other question?
Next we'll take KV Rao garu.
హలో
పండిత్,
నమస్కారం అండి.
నమస్తే, చెప్పండి.
ఆడబుల్ సార్?
ఆడబుల్.
నమస్కారం అండి. ఇప్పుడు ఐ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ ఫ్యూ థింగ్స్ టు సే. ఇప్పుడు ప్రభాకర్ రావు గారు చెప్పినట్టు నీడ్ ఆఫ్ ద హవర్ అండ్ ద వెరీ నీడ్ టు ద సొసైటీ ఈస్ ప్రభాకర్ రావు గారు చెప్పినట్టు విదురునీతిలో ఉన్నటువంటివి అన్నిటినీ కూడా నేను యాక్చువల్గా ఉన్నమాట చెప్పాలంటే విదురునీతి చదువుతా అప్పుడప్పుడు చూసా, కానీ ఇన్ని ప్రభాకర్ రావు గారు చెప్పినట్టు ఇన్ని పార్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పేసి నాకు ఇప్పుడే వివరంగా పూర్తిగా తెలుస్తుంది. భర్తృహరి ఉన్నాయని తెలుసు, కానీ విదురునీతిలో ఇన్ని పార్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయనే సంగతి నేను ఇప్పుడే విన్నాను. ఆయన చెప్పినట్టు ఈ వేరియస్ పార్ట్స్ లో ఏదైతే విధిగా లెక్చర్స్ ఇస్తారో ఇంపార్టెంట్ వర్సెస్ ఏమన్నా ఒక 2-3 మన డే టు డే లైఫ్ లో ప్రాక్టికల్ గా మనం వాటిని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసే విధంగా ఉండేటువంటివి ఏమన్నా ఉంటే వాటిని స్ట్రెస్ చేస్తూ చెప్తే, ఎందుకంటే ఇది సనాతన ధర్మం కాబట్టి మనం ధర్మంగా పడతగడం, ధర్మం కాపాడడం కోసం ఇదంతా ఎక్సర్సైజ్ కాబట్టి ప్రభాకర్ గారు పాపం చేస్తున్న ఇంత ప్రయత్నం ఎంతో వాళ్ళ సభ్యులందరూ కలిసి ఇవి గనక ముఖ్యంగా బాగా బుర్రలో గనక కూర్చున్నాయంటే ఐ థింక్ యూ విల్ బి డూయింగ్ అసలు అంతకంటే గొప్ప ఉపకారం సమాజంలో ఏం లేదు. ఇవాళ ఏంటంటే
ఇంకో పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే ఎవరెవరు అడిగారు మన హిందూ మతం గురించి, హిందూ ఒక పుస్తకము తయారు చేయండి అని. హిందూ మన కల్చరు, మన సంస్కృతికి, మన గురించి బోర్డు పుస్తకాలు ఉన్నాయి, బోర్డు మంది, కానీ ఒక్క లైన్లో ఒక శ్లోకం చెప్పడం కష్టం, ఎందుకంటే చాలా కష్టం. అయినప్పటికీ ఇప్పుడు భగవద్గీతలో చెప్పుకుంటే సర్వధర్మాన్ని పరిత్యజ్య మామేకం శరణం ప్రజ అని అది తీసుకొని అందరూ పాడైపోతారు. కాకుండా అది ఎక్కడ చెప్పారు, ఎప్పుడు చెప్పారు, ఎందుకు చెప్పారు అనలైజ్ చేసుకుని బుద్ధి పెట్టుకుంటే అప్పుడు మనకు ఆ శ్లోకంలో ఉండేది ఆ వాల్యూ తెలిసి అలా మనం ఉంటాం అన్నమాట. కాబట్టి ఈ విదురనీతిలో కూడా అన్ని ఏ శ్లోకాన్ని మనం తీసేటట్టు లేదు. వేదంలే విదురనీతి కూడా వేదంలాగానే ఉంది. కానీ మీరు చెప్పినట్టు కొన్ని శ్లోకాలు మాత్రం పాసిబుల్ టు చూస్ అండ్ విల్ డూ ఇట్ ఫర్ ఇట్.
ఇవాళ కూడా ఒక శ్లోకం చెప్పారు సారు. ఇవాళ కూడా ఒక శ్లోకం ధీరుల గురించి చెప్పారు. ధీరులు అనేవాళ్ళు ఎవరు అనేది. వికార హేతోహపి నా విక్రియంతే సహయవ ధీరాహ. సో అలా దోస్ ఆర్ ది స్లోగన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, శ్లోకాస్ ఆర్ దేర్. It will be known. Okay, when we take up individually, section wise, it will be more focused at that time. Okay. Shastri garu.
SKM Shastri garu.
one minute నేను ఇంకొక విషయం అడుగుదామని నేను అనుకుంటున్నానండి. ప్రభాకర్ రావు గారు, అది మా డే టు డేలో సామాన్యులు ఒక పూజా విధానం కానివ్వండి, ఇవి ఏదైనా కానీ ఒక 10 minutes లో ఒక పూజ, కనీసం దేవుడికి దండం పెట్టుకుని పూజ చేసుకుని దీపం పెట్టి చిన్నగా ఒక 10-15 నిమిషాల లోపల మొత్తం అది సంక్షిప్తంగా చేసుకుని ప్రతి వ్యక్తి ఇంట్లోంచి బయటికి వెళ్ళే విధంగా ఉండే ఒక పూజా విధానం అయినటువంటి ఒక చిన్న ట్యాబ్లెట్ ఒకటి వేద సంస్కృతి సభ నుంచి వస్తే ఐ థింక్ ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ టు ద ఆర్డినరీ మెంబర్స్. ఎందుకంటే కనీసం అదొక అలవాటైనా అవుతుంది అందరికీ.
సార్ దీని గురించి అది ఆల్రెడీ అవైలబుల్. యాక్చువల్గా గణపతి పూజ నేర్చుకుంటే అది అప్లికబుల్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ది పూజస్. షోడశ పూజ, ఏ పూజ అయినా ఏముంటుంది, షోడశోపచారాలతో పూజ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఆ షోడశోపచార పూజ ప్రతి దేవుడికి ఉంటుంది. ఆ గణపతి పూజ నేర్చుకున్నా, సత్యనారాయణ పూజ చేసినా ఆ 16 షోడశోపచారాలు నడుస్తాయి. అది ఏమన్నా 1-2 సార్లు చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా అలవాటు అవుతుంది అందరికి. అందుకనే ఆ నోములు వ్రతాలు పెట్టింది. ప్రతి నోములోను వ్రతాల్లోనూ ఆ షోడశోపచార కర్మలే ఉంటాయి, షోడశోపచార పూజలే ఉంటాయి. కాబట్టి అవి సరిపోతాయి. ఆ నోములు చేస్తే చాలు. అందుకనే మన వాళ్ళు చక్కగా, ఋషులు తెలియదు వాళ్ళు కాదు, చాలా చక్కగా అన్ని అరేంజ్ చేసి పెట్టారు. మనం వాటిని ఫాలో అవ్వట్లేదు అంతే. అన్ని అవైలబుల్, దే ఆర్ అవైలబుల్. ఎందుకనే ఐ డోంట్ ప్రిఫర్ more and more books. I prefer more and more knowledge to be translated into the people.
Last year, Ganesh Chaturthi, Veda Samskruti Pathshala had done teaching how to do the puja. You can Google and see. It's there on the
ఆ నోములు వ్రతాలు చేస్తుంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ అలవాటు అయిపోతుంది. అదే యాక్చువల్ గా అది అవన్నీ దానికోసమే.
He is talking about the time capsule and time limitation. 5-10 minutes చేయాలంటే they say Panchopachara puja also is there. Dhupa, Deepa, Naivedya, Tambula, Samarpan. And before that you make some slokam. And ఇంకోటి అంటే ఘంటానాదము తర్వాత దేవతకు దీపం వెలిగించడము, ఘంటానాదం చేయడము, ఏదో ఒక 2-3 శ్లోకాలు చెప్పుకోవడము, తర్వాత నైవేద్యం పెట్టడం, నివేదన చేయడము, సమర్పణ చేయడము, అది కూడా ఉంటుంది. సో 3 ఉపచారం అంటే ఫార్మాలిటీ. 16 చేయాలంటే టైం పడుతుంది. బికాస్ టైం, యు ఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ది టైం కన్స్ట్రెయింట్. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutesలో పూజ అయిపోవాలని. అలాగున్నప్పుడు ఆ టైం ప్రకారంగా ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దేవతార్చన ఈస్ దేర్ ఫర్, ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ 20 minutes. We have published one booklet in our Nadavedarjana Kendra containing Devatarchana. It is there in our website. You can see it. It's about 18-20 pages ఉంది. అండ్ అదొకసారి మీరు చూడొచ్చు.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ శాస్త్రి గారు.
Namaskar. It was an excellent lecture, and particularly ఇందాక చెప్పారు కదా, ఈ రామ పాదుకల్ని ఆల్రెడీ సింహాసనం మీద పెట్టేసే ఉన్నాయి 14 ఏళ్ళు. అందుకని చెప్పేసి యు వాజ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్ థ్రోన్ ఆల్ దీస్ 14 years. సో అది ఆయన వెళ్ళినట్టుగా రాకపోవచ్చు అని నాకు తెలిసిన విషయం ఒకటి. తర్వాత మరొకటి ఏంటంటే, మనం విదుర నీతి ఇట్లాంటివి ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఇందులో రాజ్యాంగంలో మనం ఏవైనా చొప్పించచ్చేమో ఏమైనా కొన్ని విషయాలు. ఎందుకంటే మన వాళ్ళు చాలా హెక్టిక్గా రాజ్యాంగం రాశారు. ఆ రాజ్యాంగం రాసి మనకు అనుకూలంగా రాయలేదు. ఎక్కడ మనకు అనుకూలంగా రాయడానికి ఇందులో మనం ఈ సంస్కృతి మనం చేయగలిగేది ఏంటంటే, ఇందులో వెతికి ఎక్కడెక్కడ మనం రాజ్యాంగంలో వాళ్ళు మర్చినవి మనం చొప్పించాల్సినవి ఉండేటైతే వాటిని మనం ట్రేస్ అవుట్ చేసి వాటిని మనం సరి చేయడానికి వీలవుతుంటుందేమో చూడొచ్చని. హరిం సార్.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ రామ్మోహన్ గారు.
సార్ సార్ 2 పాయింట్స్. ఒకటి వాలి రామాయణంలో, ఇంకోటి విదుర. వాలికి ఒక వరం ఉంది, ఎదురుగా ఎవరైనా వస్తే 50% ఆఫ్ ద ఎనర్జీ ఈస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ టు వాలి ఫ్రమ్ ద అపరెంట్. హౌ పార్ట్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్, యూ కెన్ వెరిడేట్ ఇట్. అది రామునికి కూడా అప్లై అవుతుంది కాబట్టి ఆయన చాటు నుంచి బాణం వేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఈజ్ ఇట్ కెన్ యూ రికన్సైల్ దట్ వే? అది కాకుండా కొన్ని సినిమాటిక్ లో చూపించింది అంటే వాళ్ళిద్దరి కోరిక ఒకే రకంగా ఉంది, సుగ్రీవునికి వాలికి, టు ఐడెంటిఫై. మళ్ళీ రెండవ పర్యాయం యుద్ధంలో ఇతనికి దండో ఏదో వేసేసి టు ఐడెంటిఫికెన్సీ, ఈ 2 పాయింట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై రామ హిట్ హిమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఏ డిస్టెన్స్, స్టార్ట్ నుంచి కొట్టాడు. ఇది ఒకటి సార్. రెండవది, అది మీరు యూ షుడ్ క్లారిఫై దట్ పాయింట్. విదురుడు, బలరాముడు భారత యుద్ధంలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయలేదు టు మై ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. విదురుడు కూడా యుద్ధంలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేశాడా లేదా? చేయలా. విదురుడు బలరాముడు యుద్ధంలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చెయ్యని భంగిమలో మిగిలిన వాళ్ళు కూడా దుర్యోధనుడి తప్పని తెలిసినా కూడా దుర్యోధన పక్షాన్ని యుద్ధం చేశారు. దే కూడా రిఫ్రెయిన్డ్, నాట్ పార్టిసిపేటెడ్. నీ చావు నువ్వు చావు అని వదిలేయాల్సింది, బట్ పీపుల్ డిడ్ నాట్ డూ. ఈ రేట్ మీద మీ వివరణ.
So what is the question?
దట్ ఈస్ ద క్వశ్చన్. అంటే క్వశ్చన్ అంటే యూ షుడ్ కన్ఫర్మ్ ఆర్ డినై. వాలిని చాటు నుంచి చంపడానికి కారణము ఎదురుగా వస్తే రాముడి బలం కూడా 50% వాలికి పోతే ఇంకా రాముడు వాలిని ఎట్లా చంపుతాడు? ఇది కరెక్టా?
అది ఇక్కడ ఆయన చెప్తాడు. ఇంకోటి, మనుషులు జంతువులు వేటాడేటప్పుడు దాక్కొని వేటాడతారు. కాబట్టి చెట్టు వెనకల నుంచి, ఆఫ్టర్ ఆల్ కోతి కదా జంతువు. సో జంతువు వేసేటప్పుడు చెట్టు వెనక తాక్కొని తెలియకుండా బాణం వేశాడు. అది ఆ జస్టిఫికేషన్ అక్కడ.
కానీ ఇది బలము ఎదురు వాడి ఇతనికి వస్తుంది అనేది రైట్?
ఆ బలం క్వశ్చన్ తెలియదు అనమాట. సుగ్రీవుడు తెలియచ్చు, బట్ రాముడికి తెలియదు. అది రాముడు ఏంటంటే జంతువుని చంపినట్టు చంపాడు, చెట్టు చాటున బాణం వేసేసి.
ఓకే,
వేటలో.
ఓకే, రైట్ సార్. ఇది అంటే ఈ విదురుని రీతిలో, విదురుని బండ్రా మాదిరి మిగిలిన వాడు కూడా, అంటే ఇప్పుడు సమాజంలో కూడా ఇప్పుడైనా కూడా ఒక పక్షం తీసుకుంటాము. అంటే అది అన్యాయం అని తెలిసినా కూడా అన్యాయం ఉన్న పక్షంలో పీపుల్ చేరుతుంటారు. అలాగే మహాభారతంలో దుర్యోధనుడు రాంగ్ అని స్పష్టంగా తెలిసినప్పటికీ కూడా దుర్యోధన పక్షాన్ని యుద్ధం చేశారు. అధార్మికమైన వ్యవహారం.
ఇంకో పాయింట్ అంటే, ఎందుకు దుర్యోధనుడికి 11 అక్షౌహిణి తయారైందంటే, ఎవరైతే కృష్ణుడు బలరాముడి చేత అఫెండ్ అయినారో మానవ రూప రాక్షసులు, రాజులు, వాళ్ళంతా పోయి కృష్ణుడి మీద, పాండవుల మీద వాళ్ళ యొక్క కోపాన్ని తీర్చుకుందామని వాళ్ళ పక్షం చేసి యుద్ధం చేశారు. కానీ శల్యుడు మాత్రం డిఫరెంట్. శల్యుడికి పాండవ పక్షపాతి ఆ పక్కలో ఉండిపోయినాడు. బికాస్ దుర్యోధనుడు చక్కగా సత్కారం చేసి ఒప్పించుకున్నాడు. కాబట్టి అంటే ఇష్టం లేకుండా రకరకాల మనుషులు దుర్యోధన పార్టీలో చేరిపోయారు. దేర్ఫోర్ అతని ఆ సైన్యము లావ్ అయిపోయింది.
అవును, రైట్ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, రాజేశ్వరి గారు నెక్స్ట్.
నమస్కారం అండి. నమస్కారం ప్రభాకర్ రావు సార్. నమస్కారం, నైస్ టు సీ యూ ఆఫ్టర్ లాంగ్ టైమ్. యా, ఎవరో 10 minutes లో పూజ అయ్యేదని ఒక ప్రశ్న అడిగారు. దాని గురించి ఒక 2 మాట్లాడాలనుకుంది. ఒకటి, సార్ ఆల్రెడీ చెప్తున్నారు, మనకి మద, మోహ, మాత్సర్య, కామం వీటిపైన ఎంత చేసినా తృప్తి అనేది ఉండదు, సమయం పోతుంది అని. అదే ధర్మం పైన మనం సమయం వెచ్చిస్తే సమయం ఎంతో ఉంటుంది. మనకి 24 గంటలు ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు కళ్ళు మూసుకొని కూర్చుంటే మనసు ఎక్కడ పోకుండా ఉంటే అప్పుడు వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ద టైం మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. అప్పుడు మనకి కాబట్టి మనం పూజల విషయంలో ఎప్పుడు కాంప్రమైజ్ కాకూడదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ మోర్ ఆఫ్ సైకలాజికల్. ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ ఇండివిజువల్. వాళ్ళకి ఎంత శ్రద్ధ ఉంటే వాళ్ళు అంత చేసుకుంటారు, అంత సంతోషం, అంత అనుభూతి పొందుతారు. దాన్ని మనం క్వాంటిఫై చేయకూడదు. నాకు 2 నిమిషాల్లో, ఇక్కడ అమెరికాలో గంటలో పెళ్లి చేస్తావా, లేకపోతే 15 నిమిషాల్లో పెళ్లి చేస్తావా, జీలకర్ర బెల్లం పెట్టకుండా పెళ్లి చేస్తావా అంటారు. ఇది వీళ్ళ దరిద్రం, వీళ్ళ అన్ఫార్చునేట్, ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళ యొక్క దురదృష్టం అంతే. కాబట్టి మనం అలా చేసుకోవద్దు. మన వాళ్ళు మునులు ఋషులు సంవత్సరాలు, యుగాల కొద్ది తపస్సు చేయాలన్నారు. దాన్ని మనం 10 minutes కండెన్స్ చేయడం తప్పు అని అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు. మీరు పెద్దవాళ్ళు, మీ అందరికీ నమస్కారం, మీరు తప్పుగా భావించొద్దు. మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు ప్రేయర్ చేసుకుంటారో మీరే ఈ 10 నిమిషాలు కాదు, ఇంకొక గంట ప్రేయర్ చేసుకోవాలని మీకు అనిపిస్తుంది. ఇది నా ఒపీనియన్. ఎందుకంటే ప్రభాకర్ రావు సార్ ఇంతసేపు అదే చెప్తున్నారు. మద మోహ మాత్సర్య కామాలపైనే మనం ఎంత చేసినా అగ్నికి ఆహుతి ఇచ్చినట్టే అది దాని మీద సమయం పోతూనే యుగాలు పోతుంది. కొంతమంది జీవితాలే వేస్ట్ అయిపోయినాయి. అది మనకి అదే నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు దుర్యోధనులు వీళ్ళందరి గురించి అదే నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం. కాబట్టి క్వాంటిఫై, మినిమైజ్ చేయకూడదు. దేవుని పూజ విషయం అనేది ఇట్ షుడ్ నెవర్ బి డన్. 24 గంటలు చేసినా మనకి మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ డే మళ్ళీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రెష్ ఫర్ అస్. దట్ ఈస్ మై ఒపీనియన్.
దానికి కృష్ణుడు భగవద్గీత శ్రద్ధాత్రయ విభాగం అని చెప్పి సాత్విక శ్రద్ధ, రాజసిక, తామసిక శ్రద్ధ అని అక్కడే చెప్పేశాడు ఆయన. అయినప్పటికీ ఒక మాట చెప్పాడు కృష్ణుడు భగవద్గీతలో, స్వల్పమప్యస్య ధర్మస్య త్రాయతే మహతో భయాత్ అని. ఆ ధర్మము స్వల్పమైన అనంతమైన కూడా అది మన భయాన్ని పోగొడుతుంది. అంటే వాళ్ళ సర్కమ్స్టెన్సెస్, వాళ్ళ వాతావరణాలు అన్ని. ఎందుకంటే ఋషులు తపస్సు చేసిరి అనేది ఒక పాయింట్. బట్ తపస్సు అనేది ఎంత కొంచెం చేయొచ్చు, పెద్దగా చేయొచ్చు. ఏమి చేసినా నామస్మరణ నుంచి ఈ కలియుగంలో తప్పకుండా మంచి కలుగుతుంది అని అన్ని స్క్రిప్చర్స్ కామన్గా చెప్తోందండి. వాళ్ళు దే డోంట్ ప్రిస్క్రైబ్ ది పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్, బట్ దే ప్రిస్క్రైబ్ ది యాక్షన్ అండ్ డూయింగ్ కర్మ.
కరెక్ట్. పర్ఫెక్ట్. ఎందుకంటే ఒక రోజు మనం పూజ చేసుకుంటే మనం గంట సేపు చేసుకుంటాం, ఒక రోజు మన సర్కమ్స్టెన్సెస్ బాగలేక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ లోనే క్లోజ్ చేస్తాము. అదే సహస్రలింగార్చన చేసుకుంటే 5.5 hours అయినా కూడా జనాలందరూ బయట జస్ట్ తినడానికి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళందరికీ ఆకలి అవుతుంది. కానీ పూజ చేసుకునే వాడికి ఇంక సంతోషం, వాడికి అసలు ఆకలి అవ్వదు. వాడు ఇంకా పూజ అప్పుడే అయిపోతుందన్న ఇది కూడా ఫీలింగ్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఇట్స్ ఆల్ ఇండివిజువల్. వీ షుడ్ నాట్ క్వాంటిఫై టైం, ఎస్పెషల్లీ టైం ప్రకారం క్వాంటిఫై చేయడానికి లేదు అది. థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ ఫార్చునేట్ టు attend all your lectures on all weekdays. Thank you so much andi Prabhakar Rao garu. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Okay, Sugana ji, Saugandhi ji.
Mahodaya, I have only one question. Drona, Bhishma, Sanjaya, Vidura, all are related to both the sides, like to the Pandavas and the Kauravas in the same way. Why did they remain with the Kauravas and why didn't they move to the Pandava side? What was the obligation to stay with the Kauravas?
So they have committed, whoever sits on the Kaurava, the throne, ఆ సింహాసనాన్ని రక్షించాలి. ఆ సింహాసనం మీద కూర్చున్నవాడు ఎటువంటి వాడైతాడో వాడి ధర్మాన్ని పాటించాలి అని కమిట్మెంట్ పెట్టుకున్నారండి వాళ్ళు. భీష్ముడు కానీ, ద్రోణుడు కానీ, ఆచార్యులు, వీళ్ళందరికీ ఆ పక్షంలో వాళ్ళకి గౌరవం ఉంది కాబట్టి దాన్ని అలా పెట్టుకున్నారు. బట్ వాళ్ళు దే ఆర్ బౌండ్ బై ది రాజభక్తి, రాష్ట్రభక్తి అట్ దట్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్. సో కృష్ణుడు ఉన్నప్పటికీ వేరే పక్షంలో కృష్ణుడి మీద గౌరవం ఉంది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయలేరు. వాళ్ళు కృష్ణుడు కొంతమందితో మాట్లాడినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు, మా చేత రాజు ఎవరైనా కూర్చుని ఆ సింహాసనం మీద ఆ సింహాసనం రక్షించడమే మా డ్యూటీ అన్నట్టుగా వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడతారు కదండి.
But aren't they obligated to stop the war, actually do it in whatever necessary way when that is wrong, even though they are just advisors?
అందుకంటే వాళ్ళు they cannot stop the war because of Duryodhana who wants war. రాజు యుద్ధం కావాలి అన్నప్పుడు మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయలేరు కదండి. డైరెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ది ఆఫీస్ ఎలా ఉంటే స్టాఫ్ కూడా అలాగే బిహేవ్ చేయాలి. వాడు ఎగ్నెస్ట్ పోతే కష్టపడతారు.
ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్కటండి. భీష్మ has got a importance for his pratigna only. For the sake of his pratigna, his self pratigna, he has sacrificed the whole thing. Dharma, he has sacrificed dharma. He didn't consider dharma is priority over his pratigna. He thought that pratigna is more important than dharma. So that is Bhishma's. And Karna is as considered that making him as a king is his duty to his friendship. So there he took dharma is lesser than that duty towards friend. And then Drona has been helped when he was not having food by the Hastinapur Samrajyam. He has been given a position to them. And through this, he could fulfill his cherished dream of getting Rajyam to his son, Ashwadhama. Panchal Rajyam, half he got. So that gratitude made Dharona to stay with them. Not only that, Ashwadhama is supporting Duryodhana, and he could not, his love towards his son is more than dharma. That's what he thought. So all these people, they took dharma as secondary than to their selfish wishes. That made them to lose their stay at the wrong side. So the main Mahabharata Yuddham is for Dharma Yuddham. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. So Dharma, where Dharma is there, that side Krishna was there. All other people, for some reason or other, they are against Dharma. That's why the other side. That's the thing.
Is it very similar to the situation now, Mahodaya?
That's what. That is what happens. Whole the cycle is the cycle. It goes like that only. Everywhere Dharma, Adharma. That's why our Sanatana Dharma talks about only two things: Dharma and Adharma. That's all. Nothing else.
Dhanyawad.
Okay, if there are no other questions, we will close.
And
Sir,
one
one
thing
point.
more, Sanjaya and Vidura, there are no selfish wishes for them. But still, they are not the warriors. So nothing they can do. So they just kept quiet. That's all. They were only advising to the king. That's what they could do.
Dhanyawad.
Sir,
I think they played a more important role than Drona and
Yeah.
Bhishma.
Yes, they
They
played
at
more
least
important role by
influenced.
advising him at right time every time. But he didn't hear.
చెప్పండి రాజేశ్వర్ గారు.
సార్ తను అడిగిన ప్రశ్నకి ఈజ్ ఇట్ ద సేమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్ టుడే అంటే యోగి గారు ఒక రీసెంట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో ఈ ఆన్సర్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్. పాకిస్తాన్ స్టాండ్స్ ఫర్ ఇట్స్ అధర్మ. వై దట్ కంట్రీ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ డే బై డే ఇట్ ఇస్ సింకింగ్. And it's the result of their adharma is happening there. That is answer for her question. Is it the same situation today? Yes, it is the same situation forever. That's what dharma, adharma, that line, is what you call, we can draw the line.
Yeah, within the country also that adharma is there. That will die.
It's on the universe, not the country. I'm just giving a country as an example. It's in the universe. Dharma, adharma is applicable to the universe. We are, after all, one country.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Namaskar.
And since we have had a good question answer session, so we'll take permission from Prabhakar Garu to close the session.
Thank you. Today I
ధన్యవాదములండి once again. ధన్యవాదములు. Saugandhiji, are you
Yes, okay.
okay?
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अदनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरतां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु धन्यवाद.
Okay. Thank you, Saugandhiji. Now we will recite Janagana Mana. All of us will recite. I'm going to mute everybody. So all of you sing along with me. जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामी गाहे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय 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 श्री राम जय श्री राम
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hind.